everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have this week's F1 news update. No, not a pre-race roundup, because for once we actually haven't got an F1 race this weekend. Instead, the next event is the Canadian Grand Prix next week. And there is a couple of things I want to go over this week. Let's just get into them. So first of all, last week's Spanish Grand Prix, kind of chaos. You know, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of chaotic. Well, not really, it was, for the most part, kind of boring. However, at the very end, Kimi Antonelli suffered yet another DNF, which brought out a safety car, which meant the last few laps of the race were pretty damn interesting. Of course, you had the George Russell Max Verstappen incident, which, oof, that was rough. That was rough. Especially considering now that Max has 11 out of 12 penalty points needed for a race ban. So the next few races for Max have to be absolutely perfect, because if he gets even one more penalty point, which can very easily be done, he's going to have to sit out a race. And I don't think Red Bull could even draft in another driver. They have to go one man down. Which, ooh, that's not going to be good. Speaking of Max, after the race, he ended up flying on his private jet to Prague. For what reason? We have no idea. No clue at all. However, only a couple of days ago, he did have a very brief meeting in Austria where Red Bull is based. And then after that was done, he left immediately as well. So I don't know what's going on with Red Bull or Max Verstappen. I've got no idea, but something just seems weird at the minute. I don't know what, but yeah, that's all I have to say on that matter. Now, as for the other main takeaway from the Spanish Grand Prix, Lancestroll ended up missing the race due to what was reportedly a recurring issue with the injury he sustained all the way back at the start of 2023, when he broke both of his wrists, and I believe one of his ankles. He had to miss the race due to a reoccurring issue. He has had surgery to correct it, and Felipe Drugovich is now prepared to take part in the Canadian Grand Prix and, you know, miss the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is due to happen the same day. But for him, F1's taking the priority, should it need to. So, fair enough. But with any luck, Stroll will be back in the car in Canada, his home race. But we are just going to have to wait and see. But also, another little takeaway from the Spanish Grand Prix is that the new front-wing technical directive didn't really do anything to change up the grid. Like, no team went backwards, no team went forwards. Everything kind of just stayed the same. Which, I've got to be honest, isn't too much of a surprise. You know, I wasn't expecting, you know, the Saubers to become a top team suddenly, or the Hasses, or for the Red Bulls to become backmarkers, which technically one of them did, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, that is it for this week's F1 news update. So please, like the vid, subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link is in the description. My sub button is down there. Please click those. Down the bells to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why not? Let me know what you think of everything I've talked about today, and if there's something I've forgotten, please let me know in the comments below. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. They'll be in the link tree in the description. Well, that is going to be Roxanne's website. And lastly, please do share the vid with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you all tomorrow with another video. Goodbye!